Hello, my name is William, and welcome back to What's What. Today we will be talking about Machinima. I've gathered many guests today. Our first guest is Skyrim Man, who's here to tell us a bit about Machinima. Thank you for joining us today. Now, let's start off with, what is Machinima?
Good first question. Machinima is the combination of the words machine and cinema. Machinima is videos made by using video games as a filming medium. All characters, sets, and film are recorded inside the game itself. If anything, the audio is separate, mainly in the form of added music, sound effects, and/or voiceover.
That sounds fun. Now, are there any problems with this form of entertainment?
Well, it is made using a game, so the main problem is the control of characters and the environment. Just as the Machinima YouTube channel said in their episode, The Machinima, History, Information, and Examples. It's more like working with puppets than actual animation. All the characters and such have limited movements to work with. Many games, though, have put special cinema software into their games to help machinima makers. Also, many games have a level making mode, which allows them to make their own environments to work with. Even then, however, it can be very hard to make everything work the way you want it to. This is why it is important to make good story, because that is all that keeps the attention of their audiences.
Well, thank you for your time. Now, our next guest will tell us a bit about the history of Machinima. Please welcome Portal Robot.
Why, thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy for this. I worked so hard to receive this.
An interview?
Yes. I worked hard for this. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We weren't talking yet.
Oh,
But please, tell us about the history of Machinima.
well, the first thought when games were originally given recording software was that teams or players could record their playing to compare stats and strategies to get better. The first record of this was Disney Interactive's Stunt Island in 1992. The first real machinima was made in 1996. The game that was used was Quake. In this game, there were many different clans made by the players. The Quake Clan Rangers made the first machinima called Diary of a Camper. It was this video that inspired many others to make videos of their own using this engine. The style was originally called Quake Films. In 2000, the Machinima YouTube channel was created. However, amateurs weren't just using this medium. Professional movie makers would also use them. Using the game Unreal Tournament, Steven Spielberg tested special effects for his movie Artificial Intelligence in 2001. In that same year, it was announced that the next Unreal Tournament game would have a matinee feature, specifically designed for making machinima videos. The next year, in 2002, there was the very first Machinima Film Festival, which received mainstream media coverage from sources such as CNN. Another major accomplishment was the series Red vs. Blue, made by Rooster Teeth. They used the game Halo to make the series, but instead of relying on action, which the Halo games were known for, they made each character their own person and made the story based on the interactions of these characters. Machinima has really advanced since then. As we go into the future, better games are made, giving room for even better and more interesting machinima.
Well, thank you. And now for our last guest, we will be talking to an expert in the field of machinima. He goes by the name of Max in the form of Second Life. What kind of machinima do you make?
The kind of machinima I make is I like to tell stories, and if I can tell the story with the medium Second Life, I love to do that because I can create a lot of things I cannot create in a real TV studio, because just of reasons like expenses and other stuff. And I also like very much to use new technologies. Sometimes I use technologies I or my friend developed, and I love to test out the borders of the possibilities I have with machinima.
Now, can you describe the history of machinima?
Maybe I'm the wrong person to describe the whole history of machinima. What I know so far about the history of machinima is that it started with some guys who just used their game engines to create little short time movies of sometimes only 2 minutes and playing fun on the game. So if you see the evil fighting robots doing gymnastics or stuff like that, these were the first machinima I saw. And they were mostly published before YouTube on private homepages of gamers who were running game forums or game servers. And most of them didn't have a story. And to me, a real break in machinima was really the movie The Awakening, which was one of the first longer movies. It goes over 45 minutes, and it had a real story. And once I saw that, I was amazed of that. In Second Life, machinima has a long history. It's in Second Life since the beginning, and one of the first people who did machinima for educational purposes was his name is Torley Linden, and he made some very good tutorials how to build in Second Life, how to use Windlight, how to dress up your avatar, how to create a HUD. And this encouraged me a lot to see how easy it is to use it. And some people who influenced the machinima scene in Second Life, you should mention Chantal Harvey. She's the founder of the Machinima group, which is, as far as I know, the biggest machinima group in Second Life. And she did a lot of very, very nice movies and supported a lot of people. Some others to mention would be Pookie Amsterdam or Corky Myrtle. Corky Myrtle is running a show. It's called Be My Guest. It's now running, I think, for 6 or 8 years already in Second Life on a regular base. And they are having a show mixed from a real life event with digital events. So they are streaming the digital event to the real life venue and back from there. And these are the most interesting uses, if you ask me. I bet there is way more to tell about machinima, but I might not be the right person because I'm not a historian, I'm an artist.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next What's What.